The Library of Forgotten Books. In a quiet, unremarkable town, nestled between crumbling houses and overgrown gardens, stood a dusty old library, known only to a few as the Library of Forgotten Books. This library wasn't like any other. It held books that had been abandoned, outgrown, or discarded by those who had forgotten their worth. Stories that had once stirred the hearts of readers, guiding them through sorrow, teaching them compassion, or encouraging them to dream, now lay untouched, gathering layers of dust. Only a small elderly librarian named Mr. Hayworth knew the true purpose of this place. Every night as the world slept, he would walk among the shelves, running his fingers over the faded spines, remembering the wisdom locked within each page. One evening, a young girl named Ellie wandered into the library while looking for a quiet place to escape from the troubles of her own life. Little did she know that this peculiar library would change her life forever. Ellie had felt lost for a long time. Her days were filled with loneliness, disappointment, and a sense of being misunderstood. Drawn to the worn shelves of the library, she began browsing through the forgotten books, noticing titles she had never heard of. As she opened the first book, its pages seemed to whisper to her, drawing her into a world where she was no longer a spectator, but a participant in the story. She read about a young warrior who had given up his dreams for his family, a doctor who had healed countless people but sacrificed his own happiness, and an artist who painted in secret, fearing no one would understand her. Ellie found pieces of herself in these forgotten characters, realizing she was not as alone as she thought. The Library of Forgotten Books taught her that even in abandonment, the stories remained alive, patiently waiting for someone to understand them. They reminded her that everyone at some point feels forgotten, yet that does not diminish their value or potential to inspire others. Over time, Ellie became a regular visitor, each night discovering new tales that taught her more about courage, resilience, and kindness. She learned the importance of empathy, understanding that everyone she met carried a story within them, even if it was hidden beneath layers of silence. Inspired by the wisdom she uncovered, Ellie began helping others in small but meaningful ways. She reached out to the shy boy in her class, listened to her grandmother's stories with newfound interest, and even started a journal where she wrote down lessons she learned from each book. Her own life began to transform as she embraced the teachings of the forgotten books. Mr. Hayworth, the librarian, watched with pride as the girl grew in confidence and compassion, knowing that the library had finally found someone worthy of its secrets. It was then that he revealed to her that she was chosen to carry forward the legacy of the forgotten books, to remind people that no story and no person is ever truly lost. As years went by, Ellie grew up and inherited the role of the librarian from Mr. Hayworth, who had taught her everything he knew before he passed on peacefully. Under her care, the Library of Forgotten Books became a sanctuary for those seeking comfort, wisdom, and understanding. People who felt invisible or unheard found solace among the pages, discovering truths about themselves they hadn't realized before. Ellie began adding new books, not of forgotten tales, but of the stories of those who visited, preserving their struggles, triumphs, and dreams for future generations. The library became a living memory of human experience, reminding people of the power of stories to heal, inspire, and connect. And every visitor upon leaving carried with them the understanding that each person's life, no matter how small or hidden, contributes to a greater tapestry that binds humanity together. Thus, the Library of Forgotten Books became a beacon of hope, showing that everyone has a story worth telling, even if it goes unnoticed. The books whispered timeless lessons to those willing to listen, reminding them that the forgotten and the overlooked often hold the greatest wisdom. For Ellie, now the elderly librarian herself, each visitor was a reminder of the young girl she once was, lost and searching, yet destined to find her way. And with every story she added to the shelves, she fulfilled the library's true purpose, to be a place where forgotten lives and tales could finally be cherished, teaching generations that no one is ever truly alone.